Morning. Ooh, look at that. Emails pouring in already. I must be so popular. Oh, yeah. Look, I am. Everybody wants my money for a thing that they've done. Money, making the world go around. Hey, speaking of money, we're going to get into that conversation in just a little bit today. No. I'm not going to be your financial planner or anything of the sort. I'm not going to be dwelling on the economy or anything like that. I want you to dream a little bit when it comes to money. I want you to dream a little bit. People in Twitch, hang on. I just got to get a message to people in Twitch right now. Hang on. There we go. All right. There's Twitch. I am still getting used to what I gotta push and disable and flip around and stuff for this new talk thing that I'm doing called let me just say this about that. And I forgot to undo Twitch and the existing stream and replace it with the new stream. So you should be hearing me now on Twitch. I'll wait. I'll wait for. Oh, Lisa's crying that there's no sound. You should be able to hear me in a couple of seconds. Just nod if you can hear me. Facebook, you alive? There we go. Knock. Twitch can't hear me. Interesting. Hopefully that resolves itself. What about you, Facebook? Twitchers can't hear. Nope, no audio, says James. Good morning, says Lisa on Facebook. Good morning, says Dean on Facebook. Okay, so for some reason Facebook's working. That's weird. That's just weird. Anyway, I will carry on. Hopefully Twitch comes back into the fold. Since that's where the bulk of our audience has been watching my show for a long, long time. What is Twitch, by the way? There you go. Dogbone says he can hear me. So if you just refresh in Twitch, Dogbones, if you could pass that on to people in Twitch. And that's my bad. Like I said, I didn't disable one thing on time and get the other thing going on time. What is Twitch, by the way? Twitch is a cool platform. Actually, if you're not familiar with it, it started out for gamers. Really awesome. Which is a multi-billion-dollar industry now. I don't know if you know that. Like Twitch, I was watching this on Dragon's Den the other day. Like gaming is a bigger industry than like the NHL, NFL, Major League Soccer, all of that put together. Like it's huge. Absolutely huge. So there's a lot of money to be made. People notifying me that they can't hear me on Twitch. I know. So yeah, Twitch started out as a gaming platform, but it's owned by Amazon, and Amazon sees what's happening in the entire world and is trying to create a platform for performers like yours truly. And I was actually invited by someone working with Twitch to put the show on there. So we've been doing that for some time. There's a lot of really mindless stuff going on Twitch. I say that mindless stuff that makes a ton of money for the creators. No doubt about that. But mindless nonetheless. And then there's me trying to do my thing. If you love the content creators, you can also donate what are called bits. You can subscribe to the Twitch channel as well. If you got Amazon Prime, it doesn't even cost you anything, and Amazon will send me $5 on your behalf. So that's Twitch. And occasionally, it actually streams the audio. So there's that. Anyway, starting the day off, overcast and 6, a gloomy day. Going to get to 9 today. The forecast is actually improved from what we were talking about yesterday. Looks like sunshine and temperatures in the teens for tomorrow, for Thursday, and for Friday. Weekend kind of looking, Anyway, I was just talking moments ago, actually, the gentleman who owns Hometown Sports on Bank Street is my neighbor, Tasso. And we were just passing each other like ships in the night and stopped and had a quick conversation. He's giving me a heads up. Courtesy of Hometown Sports, in the days to come, we're going to be offering up some Sens tickets. There you go. 200 level Sens tickets. Those will be up for grabs, courtesy of Hometown Sports, coming very, very soon. Thank you, Tasso and Hometown Sports. I asked how it was going. Day one of the pulled back rules for gyms and for restaurants. He said, no, yesterday was good. The big problem he had was this. If you've been by Hometown Sports and if you've been by most local restaurants, they have gone out of their way to create a patio environment. Well, he has a massive tent, just a massive tent out front of his establishment. And he's got a couple of butane heaters in there. Nice and toasty, warm, right? First day of pulling back the rules for restaurants, and bylaw shows up on his patio yesterday and says, well, you can't enclose this space. You have to leave the doors open on both ends. Day one. So, I mean, you're outdoors, you're in a tent, you've got heaters, restaurants and stuff. No, you got to open things up. So your customers literally have to sit out in the cold, please. They can sit inside. They can sit inside in a heated restaurant. Shoulder to shoulder. Place can be packed. However, you cannot sit outside in the tent unless the flaps are open. Does that make any sense? That was bylaw yesterday, according to Tasso at Hometown Sports. And I'm sure he's not the only restaurateur in town to go through that. So yeah, come on in, sit in the restaurant, shoulder to shoulder, but if you sit outside in the tent, no, hell no. Flaps open, please. So he's taking his tent down. I mean, come on. Like, we got to give our restaurant people a chance to make up some lost ground here. If they can extend their patio season, I don't understand it. I don't understand it whatsoever. Anyway, the good news, yeah, same issues as last year, says Bill. You're right. But, I mean, am I the only one raising a stink about this? I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't answer that question because I went to look on the Ottawa Sun's website last night for, what's happening in the world of news, and I got a big pop-up. And the big pop-up says, you have read your 4 free articles for this month. Please register on our website in order to continue reading more. Come on, really? I mean, I get it, but I don't. The Ottawa Citizen, by the way, and Citizen and the Sun are the same company now. So what happens with one? I mean, why even keep the two properties at this point? If you're going to print the same articles from the same journalists and run the same ads, why even bother having two newspapers? It was one thing when they competed against each other, but now, so yep, over to the Ottawa Citizen website I go after being, told by the Ottawa Sun website, sorry. No, you've read your 4 free articles. Go to the Citizen. Same thing. I get it. I get what they're trying to do, but does this not speak to the fact that, by and large, media companies, not exclusively, but a lot of them, like newspaper seems to think that they're still in the newspaper business. I can't tell you the last time I physically touched a newspaper. It has been easily 5 years, if not 10. You're not in the newspaper business anymore. I don't know if you know this. You're not in the newspaper business anymore. You are a digital media outlet. Whether you're the Ottawa Sun, the Ottawa Citizen, Globe and Mail, they're all running printed word. Traditionally, that's what newspapers done. They're all running video clips and occasionally audio clips. Well, then you go to your news talk radio stations, guess what? Written word, audio, video. You go to your traditional TV station's website, guess what they're running? Written word, audio, video. They're the same thing. But they're still stuck in this mindset that, no, we are a TV station and a TV station only. We are a radio station and a radio station only. We are a newspaper and a newspaper only. No, you're not. And what you need to do is, like, if you're going to charge me for content, your content has to be better than all the radio content, all the TV content, all the other newspaper content. Oh, and by the way, there's a ton of folks out there running websites that are doing content, some of them better than you. I mean, how many times have you been in your Facebook social media feed and you're getting, like the first thing you see about a news story is coming from me. Some nerd literally living in his basement cranking out news. Oh, like I'm getting it, like Twitter gets it to me faster and more completely with pictures and sound. Look at the Ottawa News Network. It's a group of, I don't want to say teenagers, but it's a group of young guys who sit there listening to their police scanners for what the fire department, paramedic service, police, tow trucks, what's going on. And they pounce on it. And they're a group of volunteers. If, and the Ottawa Sun and the Ottawa Citizen want me to pay for their content? Why? The content on your website hasn't been updated in 24 hours. Do it better and charge more for your banner ads. The days of paywalls for this kind of stuff. Like, are you telling me that there is something so exclusive to either the Sun or the Citizen that I can't get it somewhere else for free? Come on, guys. I'm not trying to be too hard on you, but that's a bit of a slap in the face. They don't have reporters out there like they used to. Like I said, they're sharing resources. And look, if I'm a bean counter, that makes perfect sense to me. Absolutely. Doesn't make much sense for the reader, though, or the end user. Anyway, so, yeah, who's there to even report on things like the fact that, these bylaw officers were stepping up to patios yesterday? Sorry, can't have your tent open. Shut it down. Crazy. Anyway, I don't want to bitch and whine too much. Like I said, I want to get some good content. The other big story right now, Chrissy brought this to my attention last night. I had seen it, ironically, on, no, actually, it was the CTV website. But regardless, it's out there. Hey, I believe even the Ottawa Police website had this, and so did City Hall. Gosh golly, and I didn't even have to pay to access it. But news that your police department here in the city of Ottawa will... Oh, hang on. Breaking sports news. Edmonton Elks have just acquired the rights to Nick Arbuckle in a trade with the Toronto Argonauts. There you go. And there's Christy saying, I do like Tim Bain's articles. So your police department, there was a vote yesterday. Your police department does not have to be fully vaccinated. Public service does. You work at City Hall, you got to be double vaccinated. Front lines of the police department, nope. As long as you take a rapid test every 3 days if you opt not to be vaccinated. How do you feel about that? Your comments, by the way, just post them. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, you can post your comments and we can get them up on the screen for you. You can also chime in 613. Oh, wait. Let me put a link up right now in the comments. Poof, there you go. If you would like to pop in via video, you can click that link that I just posted in the comments now, and we can get you on via video. Otherwise, 613-604-6464 is the number, 613-604-6464. How do you feel about your police department not having to be fully vaccinated? And Dogbones adds, and they got a 10.5% raise over 5 years. It's about 2% a year. I don't have a problem with that. Most constables now, I guess, will be making over $100,000. You could not pay me enough to do that job. No way. No way. The stuff that they must see and deal with every single day, and then you're vilified in the newspapers. You're vilified in the press. You're coming on too strong. How dare you get in there and tell university students not to party on the streets and to, push back on them when they're flipping cars over. The nerve of you. Anyway, how do you feel about that? Not getting much comment on that other than the fact that they got a 10.5% raise. Okay, all right, that's fine. You rule the roost around here. I'll just put the subjects out there, and if it speaks to you, then awesome, it speaks to you. The other big story that I'm following right now is what is going on in the boardroom at Rogers. Whoa. I don't even know if I can make sense of what's happening there, but basically, this is a company. It's an internet company. It's a radio company. They've got a good number of magazine holdings. They certainly have a huge stake in Toronto Maple Leaf sports and entertainment. They own the Blue Jays. So, yeah, they're a bit of a big company. Anyway, founded by Ted Rogers, who passed away several years ago. The board was established and was fine. And the infighting in the family seems to be getting to a head. I'm not sure if it's a people are jockeying for money or control or power, but basically one of the Rogers kids has stepped up and he was removed from the board and then put together his own board and told those people that they were the new board of directors for Rogers, and there's pushback from the other side saying, you have no business doing this. You can't do. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on this mess. The whole thing is headed to court. It's just, and their stock was down 5% yesterday. It's like, whoa. Tough to do business when you don't even know who your board of directors is or where that whole thing sits. And, even when it comes to, even if it's a court-appointed resolution, that's not going to sit well with some folks. So that's one hell of a mess. But I got to thinking, after watching some sports highlights, Tom Brady threw his 600th touchdown on the weekend. Love him or hate him, the guy's the GOAT. The guy is the GOAT. 600 career touchdowns. Now, he throws the touchdown. Guy in the end zone catches it. He's all excited. I guess obviously caught up in the moment, doesn't realize the part of history that he's now part of. Catches the ball, throws the ball to a guy up in the crowd. Like, no, hold on. This is a ball that is destined to the Hall of Fame, and you just gave it away. Dude! So now there's some guy from the team, I'm assuming from the PR department, marketing department, something. He's now in the end zone negotiating with the fan. We'll give you a T-shirt. We'll give you a hat. We need the ball back. Now imagine you're that fan, right? Your team just scores a touchdown. You're all excited. Maybe you're oblivious to the fact that this is touchdown number 600 for Tom Brady. Whatever. Your team. I know as a football fan, I'm freaking out. If I get a ball at a game. Come on. That's the best thing ever. And now there's a guy saying, now at the Red Blacks games, by the way, I don't know if you know this, you're not allowed to keep the ball. Security will come and take it from you, which I think is stupid. But in a cheap league like the CFL, it shouldn't surprise anybody. In the NFL, big deal, right? These guys are paid multi-millions of dollars. Like in the CFL, if a guy throws a ball into the stands, he's on the hook. He's got to buy that ball. Probably the same thing in the NFL, but like $150, $200 for a ball for a CFL player, that is a lot harder to stomach than $150, $200 for a ball for a guy who plays in the NFL. Anyway, so there's dude from PR department or whatever else for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Excuse me, can I get the ball back, please? We need the ball back, please.
And the guy gives it back. Fan guy gave the ball back. What? And then comes word from like every single collector out there. No. Had he held on to that ball would be worth somewhere between $500,000 and $750,000. That's what the guy handed back to PR dude. A ball that could be worth $750,000. And he gave it back for a t-shirt or a hat or something. Oh, man. Now, granted, that ball is probably never going to be sold. It'll never make its way into the marketplace. It will be in the Hall of Fame. But, I mean, the guy gave it up for, that's lifelong season tickets, dude. At the very least. That's dinner at the Brady house. Come on. Anyway, here's hoping that Tom Brady at least or the team, steps up and does something grandiose for this dude because, wow, $500,000 to $750,000 today. Hold on to that for 15, 20 years and see what it's worth. Oh, brutal. Brutal. So that leads me to the lighthearted side of today's Let Me Just Say This about that, and I would love to hear from you on this. First off, Lotto Max tonight, $19 million up for grabs. Yay! We, of course, will purchase a ticket as we typically do. If you want in on that ticket, just be listening for BTR's Money Music Song of the Day. I'll let you know what that is coming up a little closer to 10 o'clock or whenever we wind down the conversation here. And when you hear that song, then you log on to our website or fire up the BTR app and you tell us what time you heard the song. And if you're correct, should our ticket win tonight, I will share those winnings with you. But also, here in town, the latest Chio Dream Home has been revealed. Have you seen this? They always knock it out of the park. It's always spectacular. You can get your Chio Dream of the Lifetime lottery tickets now, which begs the question, and this is what I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest or coolest thing you've ever won? Now, for my sister Linda, we don't need to hear from you on this. We know the biggest prize you've ever won is me. We know. Actually, as side note, so my sister Linda is my half-sister. Was a long-time listener to the radio show. We had no idea we were even related. Linda has won. She listened to my show on Cool FM, on Bob FM for years. Unknown to her, unknown to me that we were related. She won trips. She won cash. And when all sort of came to light, when they figured out, oh my God, this guy's birthday is February 16th, 1969. Holy crap. That guy I've been talking to at the radio station, he's my brother. Literally, the radio station was giving away a big screen TV a week. So the bomb drops on me Thursday. Oh my God, you're my brother. You're who we've been looking for. What? Oh crap. So I have a meltdown. Boss gives me 3 or 4 days off. Go collect yourself, catch your breath. See you Monday. I'm literally driving back into the radio station Monday. And the winner of this week's big screen TV is Linda. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So I know she's been very, very lucky when it comes to winning things, but I'm sure she's not the only one. James, happy birthday, James, who moderates our Twitch chat room. He won a guitar from Rick Emmett. Ooh, Rick Emmett of Triumph. He says, that was the biggest, coolest thing I have ever won. Wow. That's awesome. James, I'm curious to find out where that guitar is today. What have you done with it? I'm hoping you've hung it on a wall. Chrissy says the thing she's won is a toss-up between a meet and greet and tickets with Luke Bryan in 2015 and a free, all-expenses-paid trip to the iHeart Country Music Festival in Austin, Texas, with a Florida Georgia Line meet and greet. Both radio station contests. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Susie, our dating diva, says she's never won anything. Susie, you've won my heart. We love your dating tips on the show every single Tuesday and Thursday, and we'll get to that in just a little bit as well. Speaking of the Chio Dream of a Lifetime lottery, last time I bought a ticket in that, and I haven't bought a ticket in a few years, I won, wasn't a half-season package of tickets. It was like, I think it was like a Sens 12-pack of tickets. Arrived home one day, and there it was on my doorstep. I actually won in the Chio Dream of a Lifetime lottery. That was pretty cool. Because typically, in my world, I'm responsible for giving the stuff away. You're caller 9. Congratulations. You win. This, that, the other thing. You win. So yeah, to actually receive a gift like that was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So what's the coolest, biggest thing you've ever won? Shan, good morning. I won a trip to Nashville from a radio station for fanfare for myself and a friend. We stayed at a beautiful hotel and got to see all the shows every day for a week. Cool. The guitar that James won, by the way, from Rick Emmett, says it's safely stored in its case in his closet. Right on. Linda. Okay, there's my sister, Linda, who, as I've mentioned, has done very well winning stuff, especially on the stations I worked for, coincidentally. She says cash, a trip to Cuba, a couple of Sens contests, Sens tickets, a TV. We talked about that. A meet and greet and full library of CDs from Blue Rodeo. That was last place, right? CDs from Blue Rodeo. That's the booby prize. Oh, John, that's not very nice. Those are Canadian icons. Yeah, Blue Rodeo is one of those groups. I respect them. I just don't get it. Anyway, concert tickets. Yeah, she says she's done pretty good. Absolutely. So what's the coolest, biggest thing you've ever won? 613-604-6464. Again, you can click the link. I'll post that again in our comments if you want to join me via video and brag a little bit about some of the stuff you've won. I'd love to hear from you on that. I think the biggest lottery win I've ever had is probably, sadly, and this does not bode well since I'm the one buying the ticket that we we potentially share the winnings on. I think the biggest lottery win I've ever had has been like $50. $50. Kelly says she's never won anything. Not a single thing. Not a winner. Okay. What contest has been out there that you would have loved to have won? What would you love to have won? Feel free to go there as well. Either your biggest win or something you really, really, really wanted to win. One of my favorite contests we ever did, it was I think it was a 3-year lease on a car. Pretty cool. And I'm not going to mention names, but the morning host at the time calls the winner, wakes them up like it was right out of WKRP in Cincinnati. You know, when the guy wins the impossible to win contest, figures out, the 5 songs, including the national anthem and who performed that particular version, and then shows up and he's just like, yeah, okay, cool, I won, yay. Like what radio just craves, right, above everything else. You want that sound bite. You want that clip for the promo, that excitement. So they call this person who wins the 3-year lease on the air, and yeah, the big yellow car. Yeah, you win the 3-year lease. And there's silence, and the guy's like, "Does it have to be yellow?" God, there you go. Linda chiming in to bye. Linda, you know what? Linda and I are just going to have conversations every single morning, I think. She says ultimately what she would love is a meet and greet with today's birthday boy, Keith Urban. That, she says, would be the ultimate. Paul at McCarthy Automotive is texting me. He says, I want a snowblower from, I won a snowblower from Shea 106. Shea, S-H-E-A. Yeah, way to go, Shea. There's some marketing that paid off for you. I won a snowblower from Shea 106 for guessing the first 10 centimeters of snow on the actual date. We got the storm. Oh, but then he lost the snowblower in a divorce settlement. Oh, Paul. Oh, no. That blows. Shea, S-H-E-A 106. There you go. Damn spell checks. Well, you know what? I can see how spell check would change C-A-G-Z to S-H-E-A. That's funny. Chrissy had a key for a certain contest. Okay, so that's toys for boys. But that was fun just to qualify in the party. Don't think I need to mention by who the contest. No, that's okay. Listen, I'm aware. I used to get my panties all in a bunch when we'd mention other radio stations. I'm aware that they exist. In fact, a lot of them are actually, partners of mine in another business. So that's fine. Suzanne says, I would love to win free gas for a year. No kidding. No kidding. How awesome would that be? What's gas this morning? I didn't even look this morning. You know what? I'm aware of gas prices. Like I think it's probably about $1.46, $1.47 still today. But now I sold the boat. This is my first summer without a boat. But I'm a guy with a pickup truck and who also had a boat for a good long time. For me to be cursing gas prices, I don't have the right to do that. I'm the dork who bought a boat. I'm the dork who bought a pickup truck. I'm asking for that kind of hurt. But yeah, it's a bit of a different ballgame now with gas at $1.46 and probably headed to $2 a liter. Which I know people are going to chime in going,
It's still cheaper than what it costs to make a bottle of Coke.
On a per liter basis, you're right. They do charge more for bottled water than they do for bottled gasoline. So there is, you can look at it from that perspective, I suppose. Kelly's offering to buy a Chio Dream of a Lifetime lottery ticket for us. Kelly, that's very generous. That's up to you. Wow. Got some generous folks who listen to BTR. Anyway, so I guess that's nobody's won anything. Snowblower. Ultimately, like to win a meet and greet with Keith Urban. Birthday today. No real thoughts on the police department only having to be tested every couple of days if they want to. Where's the Chio home? It's in Ottawa. You're welcome. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know where the Chio Dream Home is this year. I don't know. Things I should have looked at before I came on the air. I was just more excited at the idea of dreaming a little bit about, oh, man, what would I do if I won that? And there's all kinds of cars and stuff up for grabs as well in that draw. And, of course, you're supporting your local children's hospital, which is cool. Quiet this morning, guys. Is it the weather? What's up? Oh, it's, you know what it is? It's the fact that they can't hear me on Twitch. Yeah, I wanted to say Manitic, Chrissy, but I don't know for sure that it's Manitic. So, okay, well, hey, Manitic again, says Kelly. That makes sense. That's where most of those big homes are. Kind of like the Riverside South area towards the water. Don says, years ago, I won a rental car for the weekend. For a weekend? Who gives away... See, that's who gives away a rental car for a weekend, and how excited do you get at winning that? I mean, okay, it is what it is. You're not paying for the car. You get to drive a car that's not yours. It's basically a glorified test drive. Is that a win? I don't know. Anyway. The police department being half vaccinated. There was a good comment I saw earlier saying it makes no sense that our police department does not have to be fully vaccinated, that there's a requirement for our public service, etc., that they've got to be twice vaccinated. Otherwise, they could be suspended without pay. But why not our police department? Why are we allowing that to happen? And somebody said, hey, even bus drivers have to have both vaccines. Hell of a good point. Hell of a good point. Yes, I'm aware that there's no sound on Twitch. I don't know why there's no sound on Twitch. That's a Twitch thing. I could stop the entire broadcast and relaunch it, but I'm not going to. People are asking if there's an update on Lowell. I do not have an update on Lowell. I've not heard from Lowell. The last I heard is he was going home yesterday. They were picking him up, I guess, at the hospital around 2. This being a private ambulance service, and then they were going to get him into his house, which is good because to get in or out of Lowell's house, you got to go up or down at least, I'm going to say probably 10 stairs. Like you could get into the basement, but that's not where they live. So in order to get to the living space, you've got to go up or down some stairs. So I'm glad that they had a private ambulance service for that. But last I heard, he was going home at 2:00 yesterday. I've not seen an update since. But I'm assuming no news is good news. I'm assuming he's home. I'm assuming he's resting. I know that if he's home, he's comfortable. He's happy. The hospital was a miserable, as it always is. Listen, there's a lot of great people working in the hospital system, no doubt about that. I experienced that a few years back. I was admitted to hospital for something. He says, the initial, getting in there, being triaged, etc., not pleasant. In his words, he says, there's a lot of really good things happening in our healthcare system, but there's a lot of problems as well. And he looks forward to telling us, his adventures, and probably best that I leave it to him to give us a firsthand account of, what he's gone through in that hospital experience. But I know that once he got to his hospital room, he was much more comfortable, certainly. But the frustrations, I guess, and I've posted this, we've got the COVID situation happening, which is bumping people out of, some of the normal areas that they would be in the hospital. You don't get to a room right away. You're sort of stuck in a hallway as they try and socially distance patients, etc. And, oh, look, another person who's just discovering we have no audio on Twitch. We know. How can we tell you that we're off the air if we're off the air? Anyway, all this to say, if we're going to be in a situation where patients are not able to get into rooms quickly, but they show up with, technology, phones, tablets, etc., is there not something in, okay, volunteers can't be there because of COVID. I understand that. Because I asked a question the other day about candy stripers, and is that still a thing? But is there not something, it seems to me a pretty simple solution that would make all the difference in the world, especially for our seniors who have to spend time in the hospital? Is there not some way we can create a department or a group of volunteers who are willing to help people set up their technology in the hospital? Like, Lowell was like 2 or 3 days not being able to watch TSN or Sportsnet. He's got it on his tablet. His tablet works at home for him to watch these things. He could not figure it out in the hospital. And he's messaging me, hey, how do I do this? I'm trying to guide him as best I can through a phone call. Seems to me that there's an opportunity. And yes, again, I'm aware the volunteers were removed during COVID for safety reasons. I understand that. But my gosh, we have an opportunity, I think, to put something in place. Even if you've got 5 or 6 people who are double vaccinated, we're at least at that point now, who are comfortable doing this for our seniors. It seems to me that, that would be a pretty pretty useful thing to have in our hospitals. Just here's how to use a cell phone. If you want, you want to make a call. Like again, once you're there's a point. Probably some sort of liability issue if staff handles people's personal devices. I get that. Yeah. I don't know. I feel so bad, because it's not just my buddy Lowell, right? It's anybody who's not tech savvy who finds themselves in that situation, who, as scary and as isolating as that is, it's even more so when you don't have your regular comforts. I want to watch my TV. I want to watch my news. I want to be able to go through the firewall and pay to read the newspaper or whatever. I was doing the best I could, posting. Here's just click this link. Click here, and it will pop up Rob Snow's show on 1310. He loves listening to Rob Snow. Here's the link to listen to CFRA. I don't know if he could even figure out what I was posting. Did that make any sense? To me, click a link here makes perfect sense. I'm not convinced that makes a lot of sense to many of our seniors. One of the first things I learned, and I'm not picking on Lowell. I love the man. I'm not picking on Lowell, but I came, this conversation created an awareness in me as we were setting him up to move his show to the internet. And he's looking at all that I've set up for him with audio players and video streams, etc. And he's looking at it going, but how do I listen to it? Oh, you just hit the play button. And he's looking at it, and he doesn't, and he's not alone. I'm sure most seniors look at, a YouTube player or an audio player. What do you mean? Just hit the play button. Where's the play button? The little triangle. Well, how am I supposed to know that? It was an eye-opener for me. He's right. I think there's a lot of people. I mean, I work in the radio business. I know, since my days of having a tape deck, that the little triangle is the play button. 2 triangles pointed to the right is fast forward. 2 triangles pointed to the left is rewind. But if that hasn't been your world, what does a triangle mean? I get it. So yeah, I think, I would hope that somebody somewhere, because I certainly know that a few folks saw my suggestions, that's something we could certainly put in place to make people feel a little bit more comfortable. But anyway, it's a long way of answering your question. I'm being very long-winded. Just trying to fill space, I guess. But I from all I can gather, things are good in the world of Lowell. My best information is that he's home, and when you're home, you're resting. You just feel better about your life. So there you go. All right, that's the conversation for today, I guess. Let me just say this about that. Yeah. We got to come up with a money song for the day. Let me see. You know what? Let's make things interesting today. When you hear any song from Eddie Money, that will be your money song of the day. So when you hear a song from Eddie Money, you can log on to blasttheradio.com. You can log on to the Blast the Radio app, and you can tell us what time you heard it for your chance to share in potentially $19 million up for grabs tonight in the Lotto Max. Anyway, y'all are quiet. That's okay. We'll get you wound up. I'm still new to this too, but I appreciate you hanging out and listening to Let Me Just Say This About That. Available as a podcast wherever you download podcasts, certainly from milkmanshow.com. And if you care to join me for some awesome music, head on over to blasttheradio.com.